Here. Where you at? Oh, cat. Probably something you shouldn't have. Bottle cap. I don't know where you found one of those. Ooh, you smell like a turd. Oh, Melinda, I know. Oh, I mute this son of a bitch. All right.
Hey, that's really loud.
Is it? Well,
how do I turn down my phone here?
All right. Whoa.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey. Check.
Check it out. What's it all about? Let's turn this mother.
Here we go.
Hey, and welcome to Stuck in Beta. I'm Greg. With me is Josh, and that's it. What movie is that from?
I don't catch the reference.
It's a documentary about a guy who works on a podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
sounds like a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Tell me more.
Yeah, we're here, just the two of us today. Other guy, what's his name? Can't remember. He's out at the lake or
he's
whatever.
on a boat.
Probably. It's like 20 degrees or something. 44 was a high. Is it boating weather?
So what did he threw out the other day? He says, I'm going to be at the lake.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even say, hey, I can't make it to the show. He just throws it out there to us. I'm going to be at the lake.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, hey, by the way, he could have said that last week.
Yeah.
He probably knew.
It kind of sounds like, to me, we need to start using that as like a euphemism. Well, maybe that's not the right word.
Me and the wife, we're going to the lake.
It's just an excuse. It's just anytime I can't do something. Hey, you want to help me move this weekend? No, I can't. Going to the lake.
Going to the lake.
I need a lake house. Man, so I can use that.
I'm having stomach pains, man. I'm going to go to the lake.
Can you come over and help me with this project? I can't. Going to the lake.
Yeah, you can do that. So he's not here. It's just us, and we're gonna have a wonderful Thanksgiving show. Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna try to have some fun.
I don't really have anything really Thanksgiving related, do I? Coming up.
Last year we went all out. Remember?
Yeah, we had
before and after.
Yeah, I need to get the Christmas tree back out. I don't know if we put that up for Thanksgiving on the bar or not.
I don't think so. I think it was after. But
I mean, studio,
For Thanksgiving, we had the turkeys. Remember?
We drew all those turkeys. Hand turkeys. They're probably still on the bar.
They're probably here somewhere.
I still got the chick. I had the little big stuffed duck from my bachelor party back in March.
There it is.
That's still sitting on the bar. Yep. There's some beer jelly beans. There's.
You gotta have like the biggest pile of coasters that I've ever seen.
And that's just one stack.
Yeah.
So, hey, we went to the Anheuser-Busch Christmas lights this weekend.
Yeah, it's become a tradition for us.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years.
I think they've only been doing it for 3 years, or at least I was going to say to the extent that they're doing it now.
Oh,
with, shutting down the streets and having the... So, let's back up. What are we talking about? Anheuser-Busch?
Yes. In the brewery area, well, the outside, they decorate the whole... Is it Pestalozzi or Pestalozzi Street?
Yeah, I think that's
which is inside the brewery, which is where the old schoolhouse is, and the the canning factory, all that. It's
and the Clydesdales.
home. What do you call
stables?
that? Stables. There you go. Yeah.
Your dogs are going crazy up there.
I know, they're nuts. I got this one right here. Yeah. He's just quiet. He's just boy. Chilling right now.
So the brewery lights has been a thing that they started. I think it's been 3 years, maybe 4. I don't know. But they shut down that street, and then they have all the lights decorating, and then you walk. Some years they have it where you walk up and down the street. Other years they've had a trolley or whatever.
You whining, dude?
But they usually give you, 5 little tickets?
5 samples, which is very generous.
It's very generous. They're 10-ounce samples.
No,
sorry,
5 ounce.
I did it again. 5-ounce samples.
It's 5-ounce samples, which to me is very generous for that's. What would that be? That's about 2.5 beers, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty good. Now, but in years past, they've had Shock Top has had a table where they've had a couple Shock Top beers. Then there was the Aritas, all the different flavors of Aritas, whatever were available at the time. And this year they didn't have that. They had a spot with Budweiser, Mick Ultra, 2 spots with Bud Light.
Yep.
The Stella Artois and the Stella's cider. And they had a craft one, but it was Elysians. They had their winter ale. Mm-hmm. They had a winter ale and a pumpkin ale.
Yeah, which we didn't try the pumpkin.
No, the winter, man, that was really hoppy. Listen to this guy.
Is he growling?
Growling.
The heck?
Oh, he didn't want to say it into the mic.
So that winter ale by Elysian, though, man, that was super strong.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ABV is on that stuff, but as far as, it didn't seem like, it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was just going to be a light kind of, some sort of winter, like some sort of spiced ale.
Yeah, and it was a lot.
It was super.
Bifrost is what it's called, I guess.
Super strong and just a ton of hops.
Let's see. ABV is 8.3.
Wow.
That's pretty high. Now, I did not care for it too much. I thought it was very hoppy and like. What are you growling at?
Growling at a shadow or something.
It was a very hoppy, more like piney type.
Yeah.
And I don't. Man, you stink, dude. My dog, Mo, has the worst gas.
And what are you feeding him?
Puppy food, but he does eat about everything too. Oh, stop!
He's growling at something.
I know he's angry at me, probably. Oh, he's about to fall. He won't do it when I get it up in the mic.
So anyway,
So yeah, there was less, but it was still a fun time. I mean, they had the ice skating rink and all that, which they started that last year. I think the first year they didn't have the ice skating rink. This year they did, and we still didn't go, but
I think they do a really good job with it, though. It's a really cool thing that you don't have to pay anything to do there.
Right.
I mean, it's great PR. I was actually talking to a guy earlier today who was talking about how his dad retired from Anheuser-Busch, and it was around the time that InBev took over and all that, and there was so much in the city, in the community, there was so much, I don't know, frustration or aggravation that this St. Louis brand brewery was getting purchased by this overseas, large conglomerate.
Right.
But I don't know, like ever since then, at least around here in St. Louis, we really haven't missed a beat. In fact, I think it's gotten better, as far as the corporate headquarters and just what you can do there. And like the beer garden that they have now is just really cool and a great place to hang out and eat. It's just really become a real, and the amount of young people that were there, I thought was just...
Or maybe we're just getting old.
Well, yeah, we are. I mean, but there was a lot of people definitely like in their 20s, which for this generation, it being the millennials are very, hip to the craft beer scene and all that.
Scene.
There was an awful lot of them there. It was very crowded, and for being a very cold night and windy, it was a very, very large crowd. But I would recommend checking it out. I think it's a lot of fun.
Mike says he's in Colorado now. Are the limited edition beers should look out for to bring when he stops by?
Yes.
Yes, there are. Go look for them.
Yes.
We'll have to... we'll let you know, Mike.
Thanks.
That'd be awesome. And yeah, we'll definitely have to have you on and with some beers and stuff.
That'd be great.
I know you don't drink, but we'll drink them up for you.
What?
Well, we'll let you know. What else? What is this about your castle?
Man, so you're usually the kind of guy who likes to, get on here and talk about your bad experiences with things and customer service and all of that. And I usually kind of roll my eyes and think, gosh, Greg is just turning into a grumpy old man.
I'm not getting old. I don't know.
Like every week you have something new, whether it be with a restaurant or a shopping experience.
It's usually customer service.
So I have this situation that occurred that I was completely caught off guard by, where I had purchased a water softener years and years ago, my wife and I, and at the time we financed it. They were like, hey, you get 12 months free financing. Okay, sure, no problem. So we signed up for it, paid it off within 12 months, and no problem. Well, we just went through, we're actually in the process of going for a home equity line of credit. And we got this loan officer from First Community Bank, who I bank with, is...
First Community Credit Union?
Credit Union, sorry, not bank. She says, hey, you got this lien on your home. I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, well, this Castle Credit. And I'm like, I don't even know what Castle Credit is. And I looked into it. It was because of this the water softener that we bought 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh my!
And they had placed a lien on our house, and I had to call them and make sure that they terminate it and get it off there, because it's paid in full, and they should have it's their job to take if you don't pay your bill, or if you don't pay on time, then they can collect. So they have a stake in your personal property that they can come after. So if you default on your loan, they can come after your house. And it was a very small loan. It was only a couple $1,000s. But anyway, I call them up. They're based in Chicago. At first, I just started to a Google search, and I looked, and they had all 1-star reviews, and everybody said if I could give 0 stars, I would. And every review of this place, and there was several, was just horrible customer service. And I'm like, oh no. So I call up, and the first rings, goes to, I guess, I'm assuming customer service. And then it starts out as just a bunch of random noise, and then finally somebody picks up, and she's it sounded like she was answering while she was in the middle of something else. She's laughing and hold on. and then she kind of puts me on hold, and then she's like, all right, hold on a minute, let me get back with you. And she gets back, and she comes back with me, and I'm I explain my situation, and she's like,
did she say please hold for?
No.
She's
hold on. So then she puts me on hold I explain my story, and she's like, oh, you had to talk to customer service. I'm like, oh, I call customer service.
That sounds like a good impression you got there.
Yes, it seemed like it was okay. Yeah. Very similar people that I talked to. So she puts me on hold. I go to another lady who then tells me I need to talk to finance. So then finance goes, okay, this is getting crazy, Greg. Put the dog down.
He stinks. He keeps farting. But I don't know if I leave him. Oh, I think if she's home, she could let me. She could relieve me. I think
he's
she's
being relieved.
Yeah. All right, go on. You were saying.
Gosh, this is a train wreck.
No, it's not. I was listening to your story.
Anyway, it got to this point where I was in communication with this lady who said, I was explaining the situation to her, and she said, okay, I need to transfer you to this other department, but what you need to do is you need to tell them that you need this. And I'm like, okay. And you know how whenever you're like listening to somebody and you're just saying, okay, I understand. And she's like, you need to hold on. You need to listen to what I'm saying. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I am listening to what you... She goes, no, stop interrupting me. And I'm like, this is bizarre. Like, I couldn't believe she was like talking to me. She was talking to me like I'm a little kid, like interrupting her. And so...
adults are speaking now.
Yeah. So it was just very strange. Luckily, it all worked out, and I got in contact with the right person, and they were very helpful and did.
But the initial person should be the ray of sunshine.
Yeah, you know? No, customer service. I mean, it was just horrible. Like, it was so unprofessional. I never have dealt with something like that. But anyway, that was.
So I don't get. So how does that work when you? So you had a water softener that you bought. You paid it in full, right? Or, well, over time or whatever. I guess you had credit.
Yeah, a couple months.
How does it get to be like a lien towards your house? I mean...
I don't really know. Like, the credit union, she's like, I've never seen anything like this before. And actually, like, some of the comments that I read on Google, so this is Castle Credit Holdings in Chicago through... I got the water softener through, there's a Rainsoft water softener through Tri-State Water down in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Sounds like a scam.
And I'm just throwing it out there because it was such a horrible experience. But everybody on the Google reviews was like, I had no idea. Why would they put a lien on my property? They're like, this is a couple $1,000 loan, and I would have just paid cash, but they had like a 12 months free financing or whatever.
Why does? Yeah, I don't understand. It's not like that. Compared to the cost of your house,
right?
It doesn't really make sense. Even a car payment or a car would make more sense.
They don't even do that, you know.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Well, they just come and get the car,
right? But
which I guess they could do in this situation. They could just come and get the, you know, even though it's
disconnected.
In your house. They could. I mean, why not? It would take a little bit more effort, but you could. You could lock your car up in your garage and they would never see it,
right?
Defaulting on it, but yeah, it was a strange situation.
Huh. Well, that's fun.
Anyway, yeah, that was a headache that I was dealing with yesterday, and it just made me think of all the times when I'm like, gosh, Greg, and I'm rolling my eyes like, how do you keep getting yourself into these bad customer service experiences, and then I get myself in one.
There you go.
Yep.
So, like I was saying, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I don't know what you have going on, but we're going to both parents on, both sides. And so we started tonight or yesterday making pies, got 2 pecan, 2 pumpkin. We're going to do some apple tonight, and then we're going to bring a bunch of sides over, like sweet potato casserole, corn casserole, green bean casserole, a bunch of casseroles, basically, I guess. But man, it's. I could imagine. I mean, we're helping out both her parents and my parents by loosening some of the load. But man, I could just imagine doing. Have you ever done a Thanksgiving and had family over? I mean, it sounds like a lot of work.
I have, but it's not been very large. Like, we're doing it at our house this year, tomorrow. But it's not, it's the 6 of us and then, like, maybe 4 to 6 more other family members. Small gathering.
Yeah.
Now, my cousin's house, where we normally go, or where we've gone the last couple of years, it's huge. It's like 40 people or more.
My. How many tables do they have set up?
Oh, it's, like, everywhere. I mean,
someone's sitting on the couch and on a bucket or something.
You're like kind of taking shifts almost, because by the time the last few people make their way through, then the people at the front of the line are finished, and they're able to move on from the table or from the couch or whatever.
Yeah, that's not a type of meal where you could say pass the potatoes. It's got to be buffet style.
People, and people are everywhere. So we're we were in the living room or but it was always a lot of fun and a good experience. But we just wanted to kind of have a day just to take it easy and be at home. Plus, I miss cooking the turkey. I haven't baked a turkey in like 2 or 3 years.
You got it all thawed out and ready?
Yeah. Ready to go tomorrow morning.
In the sink and water or whatever?
No, I don't have that going on
Or just
yet.
in the fridge?
It's in the fridge, yeah. We bought it on Saturday, and it's like a 20-pounder, and it's been in the fridge since. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
I love Thanksgiving. You get that 4-day weekend, and it's just about eating. There's no there's no craziness to it.
Well, there used to not be for you. You got a little more.
There's a lot more craziness now.
You used to just kind of
go over to mom and dad,
show up around mid-afternoon, and not have to really think about much beforehand.
Well, since I got married, you always end up. So when I would go to eat at someone's house, I would just go over and eat it. They'd invite me over, and I'd go over and eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because my wife is more considerate to people than I am, she always asks, "Can we bring anything over?" And so now there's these little errands we have to do.
Greg used to only bring his stretchy pants.
I'm like, well, I remember. So did you hear that? So the day before Thanksgiving, today,
Thanksgiving
is now in the St. Louis area. Mm-hmm. It's called Skanksgiving.
I saw that in the Post-Dispatch or STL Today.
Skanksgiving
because
because it's where all the college kids and people are off coming back home. Mm-hmm. It's a big night of hooking up. That's what it is. Now I remember going out with. I mean, we were like 21 or something, going out Thanksgiving Eve, going out all night, then going. I remember coming back to the pavilion at my folks' house.
Yeah,
and drinking even more.
Yeah,
and then but. I remember one Thanksgiving, though, getting home. I was still living at home, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I was I felt so sick because Mom was cooking the turkey and all that. But I had been drinking so much before, and it was just like, oh, my gosh, nothing sounds good. It was...
Did you eat?
I did eat. Luckily, we do more of the dinner time instead of the lunchtime Thanksgiving, and
so you went through the entire day.
I had the entire day to recoup, because I couldn't even get through Lucky Charms or anything. I had to,
So, are your parents aware of this situation that occurred 20 years ago or 18 years ago?
I don't know. Well, I was sitting upstairs on the couch going, so.
Well, if that term Skanksgiving or whatever is new, I remember it's always been the Thanksgiving Eve is always been
or the day before Thanksgiving. It's always been a party.
I remember it being whenever we were in the early 20s. It was like the biggest. I remember it bars and stuff calling it the biggest party night of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you always had to have the designated driver because you cannot drive on that night because it's just like Thanksgiving
or New Year's
Eve.
Yep.
You cannot drive those nights because it's nuts. Well, there's a lot of crazies out there, and you don't want to be one of them.
The article that I saw, and I don't know, I thought it referenced the late night of the how late the night goes. So in St. Louis, a lot of the bars are open until 3 a.m.
Yeah,
and then you go across the river
to the
east side where bars are open until some of them are open 24 hours.
24 hours. Pops is open 24 hours.
But those that are the adult entertainment industry are open until 6 a.m. or something like that.
I wouldn't know the times of those places.
That's what the article said.
Oh, the article said that.
So, yeah, I think that's the part of the Skanksgiving terminology too.
Going over to the strip club?
Going over to the East. So you start your night out, and then you move on to the 3 a.m. bars. Then you got to move over to the 6 a.m. bars. And before you know it, you're nursing that hangover all day. And
you should try this hazelnut.
All right. What else we got? Actually, what, I'm dripping on your...
well...
Was there any more Thanksgiving talk that we had?
Well, I got I was going to say Black Friday's coming up. You plan on going out to any of the stores or anything?
Hell no.
Hell no, huh?
I do not have any interest in going anywhere. I remember 10, 15 years ago, you were all about the Black Friday stuff. You'd go out of your way to find
the leaked ads before they come out.
You'd have these things in October.
Yeah.
And back then it was so cool, but man, I have no interest in that anymore.
I don't know. I thought it was a lot of the one year. I thought it was a lot of fun where we, even though I think we ended up at Cracker Barrel at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It was like a whole night of just keeping ourselves caffeinated with coffee or whatever, and it was freezing cold outside, having to wait in line. I think Old Navy was the one that opened the earliest because they gave away a free video game if you just came in the store or something. So we're like, hey, let's do this. And we ended up, that line at Toys R Us, I have a...
Oh, my God.
I remember having a video. It,
insane.
Wrapped all the way around. And
we went there looking for... What the heck was it? Those Furbies or something like that? Does that sound right?
Furbies? How old?
I don't know.
Was it that long ago?
Well, it was probably 10 years ago.
Was it that? No.
Approximately.
Man.
9, 10?
I don't know. Maybe.
What the heck was it? I don't... Well, not Furbies. That's that little... those little things that your brother invested in, right?
No, those are Beanie Babies, which now he's broke because they're not worth a thing. Luckily, he's got a job. He didn't go, I'm spending all my money on this. Beanie Babies.
I don't know what they were, but I remember we showed up there and we were like, oh, there's the line. There's the end of the line. No. We said there's the beginning of the line, and we walked around. We're like, oh, it goes around to the corner of the building. Walked there.
Oh, that corner.
It goes around to the next corner. We walked, and it was a huge, massive building.
It was not only, Circuit City used to be there, but it was the Toys R Us started all the way basically at one corner, and you wrapped around this huge.
100,000 square foot.
Oh. Probably more than whatever. Yeah.
And we kept walking, and we got to the end, and I think we got to the end, and we were just like, no. We just kept on walking back to the car.
And I remember recording. I'm like, let me record a video of this line from the end to the front, and the video of us walking that distance. Now this is us moving at a pretty brisk pace. It took 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was a long line.
I'm just so over that stuff, though. Last year we did go out. And I hope I don't. If my wife's listening, she'll want to
go. She'll go, we have this one thing.
Something at Walmart. And the same thing happened last year. We were out. We just happened to be out, and we're driving by, and she's like, oh, the line, or it's not too busy. Walmart had something.
Not too busy.
We were getting our kids a trampoline, which was on... there's a Black Friday trampoline of all things, and we had their setup was, I probably talked about this last year after Thanksgiving, but their setup is you go into the store, you get the I don't know,
you
the
stand
flyer
by the
or whatever.
pallet or whatever.
Yeah, but in this case they handed it to you. There was a guy with a folder. He handed you the piece of paper.
Because it's a big item.
Yeah. So you had to go up to the front, scan it, check out, all that stuff. So wait in that line. Then you had to get out, go back out, get in your car, drive around the building, get in this line to wait for them to load it into your car.
Man.
Which, I'm just... If you're going to save... I mean, really, there's no... At this point in my life, I don't care if it's saving $100, really. I would rather not do it.
Well, because the last couple of years... They were open on Thanksgiving Day. Mm-hmm. That's like Thanksgiving Day, I guess, night, really, 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
They do that instead of Friday. That's when they have their big sales. Well, not last year, the year before, there was a 4K TV, and I tried to get it online. I couldn't get it. It was at Walmart, and at 6 o'clock, it went for sale and whatever. The next morning, Black Friday, Molly had to go to work early. I think she may have been working at Lego or Target, so she had to get... So I'm like, what the heck? I'm up early. Why don't I stop by Walmart? I went to Walmart, and there was no one there. No one there because they had all their sales the day before.
Yeah.
I walk in. They had a big old pallet full of the TVs I wanted. I'm like, I'll take one of those. He's like, all right.
Still on sale.
Still same price, everything. Yeah.
That happens all the time with Walmart.
Yeah, it was pretty nice, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that trampoline was the same way.
Yeah, probably plenty available. So, hey, did you see Pringles has a Thanksgiving?
I did not see this.
So
Man, you couldn't find it, huh?
I couldn't. Well, they say that it wasn't available for retail, but they had like pictures and everything. So basically, it comes in a like a flat box, and you pull it out, and I guess there's like 6 different trays with, I don't know, maybe about like a little stack of Pringles.
Yeah.
One's like mashed potatoes, you have like green bean casserole, you have turkey and gravy, stuffing, and cranberries, and all that. And
It sounds really cool.
it sounds like a good idea. It's really what Jones Soda used to do all the time. They did all those sodas, and they even show on Pringles' site about the story about it is, you can make this sandwich or whatever, turkey and gravy with stuffing, and you eat them all together, and it sounds like a cool thing. Maybe we can get those next year.
So what if they're not available for retail? How are they like?
So I don't know if they're just giving them out to bloggers or something. I really haven't. They posted it like it's almost like they came up with the idea on last Friday.
Yeah, that's pretty short notice.
And they're like, "Hey, let's do this," and they had maybe it was just a mock-up of, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." But I tried. I think you saw.
Yeah,
it.
I saw that.
Put it on Twitter. I'm like, "Hey, Pringles, send us some."
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah,
they'll probably show up tomorrow.
Well, if they do,
that'd be pretty fun. So back to this Jones Soda crap, man. We did that back in the
2005.
Holy smokes, that was a long time ago.
We shot the video, and
those were horrible. So what flavors did they have? I know.
So
it was
turkey and gravy.
Yeah. These are sodas,
stuffing,
flavored sodas.
They had wild herb stuffing. Cranberries, Brussels sprout was the awful one, and pumpkin pie. I think that was it. I think there was 5.
I think the cranberries and maybe the pumpkin pie were...
Well, I remember on our video, like, that isn't too bad. It kind of tastes like pumpkin if someone put their feet in it or something. The Brussels sprout, though, man.
Is that still out there?
It's still out there, yeah.
Half-Ass Productions?
Yeah, halfassproductions.com. You can find it on there. I think they said, Keith at the time, he's the one that said, this smells like fart in a bottle. The Brussels sprout. It was awful.
Is that Jones Soda still around?
See, they are, but I don't think they do that anymore.
Huh.
It used to go all to some charity.
Oh, really?
St. Jude's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, good.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Terrible.
So you wanted to talk about Charles Manson?
Well, okay, it's taking a turn. All I wanted to say is it's funny if you look on Twitter just search for Manson music and dead. You'll find a bunch of people that pretty much have no clue. They'll say like, Charles Manson is dead. Man, at least his music lives on.
Oh my God.
I loved him. And it'll show a picture of Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Now, Charles Manson did write some music, but he wasn't like I know they're not talking about, they posted a picture.
He didn't write music that Marilyn Manson recorded.
No. Well, he may have done a song, but
it wouldn't surprise
so
me.
the Marilyn Manson came from all of the Marilyn Manson, the Marilyn Manson band. All of them have their first name is a name of a movie star, and their last name is the name of a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. And the lead singer is Marilyn Manson. It was Marilyn Monroe, or was it Marilyn from the Munsters? One of the two.
I thought it was...
Or Marilyn Monroe and then Charles Manson.
Right.
So, yeah, and they all have names.
Everybody in the band?
Everyone in the band had a name like
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Marilyn Manson, gosh, he had a new music video that came out last week.
Mm-hmm.
It popped up. Lori and I were watching a couple of music videos, and it was like, I don't know, whatever we were listening to, it was like a suggested video in the, on YouTube. And I tried to click on it, and I tried to cast it, and it kept saying, like, age restricted. And I'm like, well, I know that my account...
How old do you have to be?
I don't know. I know my account, I don't think I had any restrictions on it. I could not get it to cast. It kept saying not available, or not available to mature video, whatever. Anyway, Lori was able to cast it. So it's called.
So she's able.
Yeah,
you have age restrictions on your account.
She probably put that restriction on my account. So I can't
Stop looking at boobs.
So it's called this video he has called "Kill for Me." And it's supposed to be because it says it's because it has, language and, scenes and all that. I didn't think the song was that bad. And I really didn't think the video was that bad. It had that thing that kept popping up that said, I was like, oh my God, it made us feel like we got to see this because it seemed like it was going to be like the worst thing ever on YouTube. Like, really, is YouTube going to be able to show this? But we ended up watching it. It wasn't too bad. But the interesting thing was, a few seconds into the video, all of a sudden Johnny Depp's there, and he's hanging out with Marilyn Manson.
Huh.
And the whole video is like them, and it's really weird.
Was he dressed as Captain Jack?
No. He was like... We've talked about Johnny Depp in the past.
He's a weird guy, too.
He's weird, but, I don't know what his current financial situation is, but I know he's... that was the talk a while back about how... ridiculous.
He's done 5 Pirates movies, right?
Yeah, at least. But he would spend more in a month than he would make.
How do you do that?
In a year, And people would, and his managers would say, "You're spending too much money. Make it.
Just do another pirate movie.
Yeah.
Disney will pay it."
It was really weird to see Johnny Depp in a music video and in Marilyn Manson video of all things. It was just really weird. I don't know.
Well, you want to get to a snack? I'm tearing it open, actually.
All right.
Trying to. So, this is a candy bar. A fancy
candy bar.
It's called Bacon Luxious? Bacon Luxious?
Bacon Luxious, yeah.
It is a delicate maple sweetness, a sprinkle of bonfire smoked sea salt, and crispy uncured bacon in milk chocolate.
Where's this from?
So there's a store in the mall that, if I have to go in the mall, I like to go to this shop, and I can't think of it now.
Oh, no.
I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, if I have to go to the mall, it's like a candy shop with all these weird flavor candies and stuff.
It's pretty good.
Remember the bottle caps that I had? The chocolate bottle caps? Yeah, that was from that place, too.
So Mike says that Charles Manson wrote a song for the Beach Boys.
Yeah. Apparently he's got the link here. Am I gonna... Beach Boys sing Charles Manson, Never Learn to Love. Can I get a...
Boy, that's what we want.
Beach Boys sing Charles Manson.
Sorry about that.
Warm and wet.
Can I have your autograph for my daughter, please?
They say it's fashionable to say to a California.
Okay.
My life is yours, and you have my world. I'm your kind, and I see.
Okay, anyway, apparently it's a lot of drugs involved, it looks like.
Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys. I believe they hung out, or, man, I do not know the whole story.
Before the whole
Yes,
crazy stuff.
before the crazy stuff.
All right, so
Let's get on a better thing here.
All right, so
Where's
you
my
wanna
bottle opener? You
Move
have
on to the beer. Here we go.
Let's see if I can make the same sound.
As you crash the mic. I'm really excited about this.
That is dark.
This is called Lucille?
Lucille. So, all you fans of The Walking Dead out there, I guess I would say I'm one of them. This is a Blackstrap Molasses Stout. It's hard to read. It's from Terrapin Beer Company out of Athens, Georgia. Lucille is the weapon of choice inside this bottle. It is an imperial stout made with blackstrap molasses and vanilla. Swinging for the fences, we aged this beer on hickory, maple, and white ash, the three woods that are used to produce baseball bats. Big and menacing flavors hit hard.
Who was the brewer again?
Terrapin,
Terrapin, the
turtle, Georgia.
Oh yeah, and that's where The Walking Dead originated. Or
Yeah,
the show,
you're
on the
right.
show.
Yeah, and if you there's a few episodes where they're going through factories and stuff, and you'll see Terrapin in Sweetwater.
Yep. Smells really good. Got kind of a sweet smell to it.
The thing is,
I get a bacon flavor.
I know that bacon's pretty strong.
I didn't taste it whenever I was eating the chocolate, but now I definitely get like a salty bacon flavor.
To me, it's just because this wood that they used. Okay, hickory, maple, and white ash. I don't know what normally whiskey bottles are made from, and maybe they just used the wood. They didn't use bourbon barrels or anything.
Oh, okay.
Because it's pretty good. It doesn't have that same kick that
just makes you burp.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't have that much to say about it.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's almost like a milky, like a milk chocolate stout or something.
It's not bad.
But it's not exciting.
Most stouts are good. There's nothing real exciting about it. It's supposed to hit hard. Come on.
Yeah.
Lucille should be like.
It doesn't smash my head in.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So, speaking of The Walking Dead, you really should have gotten caught up prior to.
I got one more.
Beer. So the last 3 or 4. The season started out with a
bunch of faces close up.
Yeah,
and Rick crying.
So the whole, all the good guys, Rick's crew and all that, were going to go attack the Saviors and Negan. And
spoiler alert for anyone who's never seen The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And that happened in the first episode, and then we went 4 episodes without even getting back to that whole Negan thing, which I know there was a lot of outcry for because it just seemed like the season was dragging on, and that's been the case. I don't know if I would say that's been the case for the entire run of the show, but it's definitely had a lot of slow periods where you're like, God, this is like filler. Like, come on.
In the beginning, it seemed, because I read the comic, and I'm kind of, it's at the point now where I haven't read all these episodes. Mm-hmm. I kind of stopped at this all-out war. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have the books upstairs. I just haven't read them yet. So I don't really know if it used to go like pretty much every episode was a comic, you know?
Yeah. Oh, like a one.
Yeah, like one of the one issue or whatever.
Issue, yeah.
And now I think Walking Dead changed to 2 issues every month, so it's probably 2 issues or whatever per episode. But since I don't know this series too well, and I don't really know what's going to happen, don't know what's different from the comic, I don't know if this is the pacing in the comic. And from what I've heard, it's not. It's a lot faster in the comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the one thing that's going on, and this is not I don't think this is a spoiler at all, but the in between, like, or during the commercial breaks or whatever, of each episode is the little, and you wouldn't see this if you're just watching it on some service that cuts out commercials, but there's this red machete little sub story that each week they show like a minute or 2 minute little mini episode.
Oh, they do that online too, I guess.
Probably
like a mini-sode.
Right. So that's been going on for, I think this season. Maybe it was the second half of last season. But I don't know the details behind that. My son said that it was eventually Rick kills Negan with a red machete. But it's kind of showing the origin of the red machete.
Oh.
And it's kind of weird, but it's his own little like standalone story.
Yeah, Caleb's kind of a spoiler guy.
Oh, so did I just spoil it?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't know what goes on, but I know he knew the other big event that happened at the beginning of this,
yeah. So I guess I did just spoil it, didn't I?
Maybe.
Because you said you didn't read it either.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, I don't know. It's still... That last episode, Negan reappeared after, 4 seasons, and everybody was excited.
4 episodes.
Sorry, 4 episodes. And then everybody was excited, and it's getting a lot of good reviews.
Man, I gotta tell you, this chocolate is amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoy this.
I'm more of a dark chocolate guy. That was a milk chocolate, right?
I think it's pretty damn tasty.
So I want to move on to... I know we're already
TV?
at 47 minutes. Yeah, let's talk about movies and TV real quick.
All right, cool. You want to talk about The Punisher?
Man, have you started watching The Punisher?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Awesome. What did you think about episode 1?
So it's pretty, this whole time you're thinking, when is he going to kick some ass? When is he going to kick some ass? When is he gonna, because
the build-up was amazing.
You know that Frank Castle can kick some ass. And I'm sorry, we got the explicit tag on this one now, I guess. But the whole time, he's just, because he's working in construction, working with this sledgehammer. He's in construction, breaking down walls, which probably could take, you'd take a bulldozer or whatever, take 4 seconds. He sits there with a sledgehammer all day long till his knuckles are all bloody, and destroys this thing. But man, the buildup was great. I don't know if it'll eventually stop, but you kind of see every time he's asleep, he dreams like the same thing. I guess you kind of see that he's got this ongoing thing in his head about his family dying.
Right.
And it, I've only seen, like I said, only seen the 2 episodes, but man, that first episode when he goes out to, really wail on some guys, it is great.
It's great. It is great.
However, I know there, like you said, I had to turn away a few times because it's pretty graphic. Few things you're like, oh my gosh, he just did that. Oh,
yeah.
Because
it's that kind of intense. I mean, that show is great. What they've done and what Netflix has been able to do with those Marvel shows, I mean, they're not all fantastic. We watched, oh gosh.
I heard the Iron Fist was pretty awful. I don't know about that.
I didn't watch that one. I watched what's the big black guy?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. It was okay. That kept up. We watched the entire season of that. The Jessica Jones, I'm sure it would be okay. We've only watched 2 or 3 episodes of that. Daredevil is fantastic. That's like my favorite. But I think Punisher is now my favorite over Daredevil.
It's really good.
I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's one of those where I'm like, I want to watch it all, but at the same time, I know as soon as I'm going to be done watching, I'm going to be wanting more.
Yeah.
It's that good.
And you're going to, I told you this weekend, I'm like, you're going to have to wait because all these Marvel properties that are on Netflix are going to Disney's streaming service.
Yeah, that's
so, crazy. It'll be the same thing, just on a different service, but it kind of sucks because you're probably going to have to wait a little bit longer because who knows when Disney will have their... They say late 2018, I think. So I don't know. But I understand, they want to compete with Netflix. You put all Disney's animated movies. They have a huge back catalog of movies, all their touchstone movies, all their stuff, Marvel, Star Wars, and then they're talking about buying 21st Century Fox. I mean, they could really put together a really good service. But how much you want to pay though too?
Yeah, I know that is going to be a dilemma.
Yeah,
but while it's available right now, I think The Punisher is fantastic.
Definitely,
I'm really into it, and everything about it. I think the story, the background of his, he was just he was to take your words, a badass from in the war. I forget which war he was fighting in, but he had to do a lot of really nasty things, and you might
interrogating terrorist.
Yeah,
as far as I know.
Yeah,
it looked like,
and you might not have gotten his.
I'm only two
into it yet, but he had to do a lot of nasty things in the war. But then coming home and then his family getting killed, that would totally screw up a person's. And it's just well done, and I actually, the funny thing about it is I was flipping through the channels and the movie The Punisher I found from 2003 or 4. Somewhere around
the Dolph Lundgren one?
That's the earlier one in the 90s.
See, I don't mind that one so much.
I haven't seen that one. This is the one with, I don't know the Punisher's name, but the bad guy is John Travolta.
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But some of the stuff in it, it's similar.
They got good ideas, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just really
poor. John Travolta is a bad guy. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I watched that this past weekend.
It's kind of like watching Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil. It just, you're like,
you kind of cringe.
You're like, no, I've seen good Daredevil. This is not.
I know. It's like, this could be so much better. How was a movie produced this poorly 10 years ago or 12 years ago, whatever?
The thing, especially all these comic books, you have a whole history of stories, Why would you go, we're going to go our own route,
We're going to use the name and the backstory, but we're not going to, we're going to completely adjust the situation and what happened. And I don't even know who I don't even know. I was kind of in and out.
Oh, Thomas Jane may have been the Punisher. In that. Thomas Jane wasn't a bad Punisher, though, either.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that great of an actor.
Really?
It was pretty bad.
Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of.
Well, Dolph Lundgren was the other one, but I don't know for sure that he was the Punisher. If he was the bad guy, I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was just like, it was crazy. It was like a really, I looked it up, and like the budget for that movie was like $36 million, and it made like $54 million.
36. Well, they made money.
And they made money. But
$36 million for a comic book movie is unheard of.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Except, but the first Deadpool may have went for something really inexpensive like that.
That sounds right. But think about it though, 12, 15 years ago or whatever it was.
True. That's $100 million today.
I didn't even know that. I probably didn't even know at that point in my life that the Punisher, or I remember the Daredevil movie just because Ben Affleck was a big name at the time. But I probably wouldn't have even known that the Punisher was a comic book back then. You probably did, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people felt like nowadays though. Like nobody is reading these comic books. They're going to all these movies. You know, just like last week we talked about Thor. I went to see that. Now that whole series of movies, I think I get bored with those, but I love this Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of like
the dark side of things, I guess.
It's kind of like DC Comics. I haven't seen Justice League yet, so I can't really say anything. But Wonder Woman was really good, but the movies haven't been all that great. But the CW series like Arrow and Supergirl and The Flash, they've all been really good.
Yeah.
They've really been good. I really like The Flash. I think that's one of the better series. But well, anyway. Another show that I've been watching. So it comes from Seth Rogen and his writing partner. Is it Evan Goldberg? I think so.
Okay.
It's called Future Man, and it's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original or whatever. It's about basically a guy. He's a janitor. He works at this chemical company. Hey,
I work at a chemical company.
And he plays a lot of video games, and there's this one game he's been playing. No one can beat it. He beats the game, and of course, kind of like Last Starfighter. Yeah, that was a movie, right? Yeah. Where they all come, like, people from the future come back and go, "You're the best warrior out here," and they need to save the world or whatever because they come from 2300 or whatever. So he goes, "That's the plot from the Last Starfighter." I mean, he even says that, but like they have to go back in time to stop someone, and so it's very Seth Rogen-ish humor. I mean, there's a lot of F-bombs and stuff like that.
Is he in it?
He's not. He's not. Josh Hutcherson, the dude, Hunger Games. PETA. He's on it. He's like the janitor. He's kind of the loser or whatever. But like, there's a lot of funny things, like a lot of throwbacks that kind of. There was one thing where he's at this party and he's to hide himself. It's in 1969, the moon landing. There's like a moon landing party or whatever. He's wearing a NASA suit or whatever, astronaut suit, and he starts doing the moonwalk, and like everyone's like, "Yeah!" this is 1969,
right.
And there's a guy that picks up the phone and he goes, Hey, Michael, it's your brother, Tito. You know that new dance you're looking for? Well, let me describe it to you.
Very Back to the
future. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of pretty vulgar things, but it's got some funny things in it. But I've been watching it, and, it's not something Molly would enjoy. But I don't know. I get a kick out of it. So, yeah, check it out.
That's cool. Let's see. Well, we're right at an hour. Should we go on or?
Let's finish it up.
Hey, you
Bauman
know,
isn't here.
He's not here. Let's
it's
go long.
Thanksgiving. We're going for leftovers.
That's right. Here's the leftovers part of the show.
Yeah,
we might have to finish off that Lucille
go
over
for
there.
it. Here, you want some more?
All right. So for the I gotta set this up. Hold on a second.
It's pop culture time. You put this one in here.
I did. I thought this was kind of funny. It popped in my brain yesterday. I was talking to my boys. My youngest son, who is 11 right now, he's going to be 12 in a couple days, really, I guess, a couple weeks in December. He has been dreaming of getting a new scooter. He's really into like this. He's got his own YouTube.
Yeah,
channel.
he does the. Scooter, Scoot?
It's LGC Scoot for anyone that wants to check it out. Or
check
LGC
it out.
Scooter. He does a lot of little tricks and stuff. He's got a couple of buddies that he rides around on a scooter with, but he's been wanting this new scooter. So we were talking last night at dinner, and he was talking about how he's like, oh, am I going to get this scooter for my birthday? You know, he's like, and we're like, we're not going to tell you what you're getting for your birthday. And, you know, we've been kind of saying like, well, you know, it's really expensive, it's more of a Christmas gift and blah blah. He's like, oh my gosh, I really want this scooter. You know, he's really excited about it. And so I was telling him, I said, you know, you should go to sleep every night like thinking about this scooter, because if you dream about it enough, it'll probably happen. And I said, did I ever tell you about the story of how badly I wanted an Optimus Prime? And he's
Tell
like,
us the story.
And he goes, he's funny because he can recall things like no one else. And I don't even remember I said that, but I don't remember ever telling him that story. And he goes, oh yeah, you did. And you got 2 of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah.
How do you
that's
remember?
right. How do you
You
know
are
that?
listening.
Yeah. So back whenever I was like 8 years old, Optimus Prime, the Transformers had probably just came out, or they were like at the peak, the Transformers. And I remember being that Optimus Prime was like the it toy.
Oh yeah,
like I wanted it so bad.
Like 84, 85, like
yeah. I know I was 8 years old because I remember where I was. We had to live.
So 85.
We had to live with my grandparents for like 2 months in between houses. Like one house sold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then the other house was still being finished. So I remember going to bed like every night and just like dreaming about it. I remember the conversations that I had and telling my mom like, oh, I really want this Optimus Prime. The funny thing is I have no idea like how I knew about it at the time. Like there was no YouTube or internet or anything. I don't know.
But didn't you watch the after school?
It must have been that. I don't know. So I was like so in love with this Optimus Prime. I wanted it so bad, and I remember seeing like the commercials, I guess, and I don't know. And I ended up getting 2 Optimus Primes for Christmas. And the story was that I got one from Santa, and the other one my parents like won. Like they were out somewhere. I think they were at like Pantera's Pizza or something. I'm going back. I need to ask my mom this story, and she probably won't remember. But I think they won the Optimus Prime somewhere, and they so they had already purchased one, and then they got this. They won this other one, so I ended up getting 2, and I just was like,
They gave you both. They
yeah,
didn't
I
just
got
take
both
one
of them
to the store. Or
I got
take it
both
back?
of them.
They could have got you another.
Can you imagine being 8 years old and all you want is this one thing, and you just like it's kind of like the Christmas story, the Red Ryder BB gun. Like that's all you
Except
want.
get 2 BB guns,
and then you get 2.
Yeah. Holy crap!
So that's my
man. Yeah. Optimus Prime is something I never had. The only popular Transformer that I had was Bumblebee.
Yeah,
and
I don't think I ever had Bumblebee.
And he was a little VW bug. He wasn't huge or anything. Mm-hmm. And I traded him on the playground with someone else for some other Transformer. And instantly regretted doing that.
Instantly?
Yeah.
Like, you like did the transfer and you're like, no!
Yeah, I'm like, why did I do that? I get home and I realize, I'm like, no, this one sucked. I mean,
You
they
don't
were
even know
both.
the name of that one?
I can't even remember.
Oh,
it was
man.
about the same. Yeah, Bumblebee was so. I mean, it was
Right.
in every episode
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just
Yeah, just like Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream.
yeah,
Those guys were in like every episode.
right. I had the one that I remember that was the big get for me. Transformers was it wasn't Megatron, but gosh, what was it? It was another gun.
Gosh, it was.
Let's see.
Holy cow!
It wasn't man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. See, Megatron had the scope, right?
Yeah, and this one did. This one actually lit up, and it had. I can't remember the name.
Was it a Decepticon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's see.
Man, those were such cool toys. I really wish that I had those still.
Starscream.
Starscream was
Soundwave, Bumblebee. Oh my gosh, they're looking at the most expensive toys. Oh, Bumblebee Red is expensive. Man, I cannot remember. Man, Optimus Prime in a box.
Oh gosh.
If you wouldn't have opened that, if you
The
wouldn't
second
have,
one.
if you wouldn't have opened that second one, a graded mint seal-in box edition recently sold for $12,000.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine
That's
that?
crazy. Yeah, so I don't even remember like anything after that. Like I don't remember playing with two at a time, setting up two at a time, or anything like that. I remember one of them breaking. The legs on Optimus Prime broke because they were just, I don't know, they were well built at the time because they had metal.
But like all kids, I mean, I had a lot of He-Man guys, and then at one time I'm like, hey, why don't I blow them up with firecrackers?
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. That's exactly what I did.
Why the hell did I do that?
Oh my god, so stupid. Probably like 2-3 years later or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, you get to a point, you're like, I'm playing with them for a couple years,
Right.
and then you're like, it's 4th of July. Well, let's blow this thing up. That's probably going to be worth, $2,000 in the future. So, yeah.
That's crazy. And then I ended up giving all of my toys away, which is one of the single worst decisions that I feel like I ever made. But it was one of those decisions where I felt like I was doing a good thing at the time. Where
That was never a good thing.
I gave all of my toys, bags and bags of Voltron, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Mask, all that stuff.
Man.
I bagged it all up. And I gave it to my friend's little brother, who's probably sold it all now.
Millionaire.
And a millionaire. He's probably...
I made so much money on that one trade.
Down the street.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a trade. I was like, well, I'm 14 or whatever. I'm super cool. I don't
Yeah.
need toys.
Girls.
He's 8 or whatever,
Yeah.
7 or whatever it was. I'm like, I'm going to do the really cool thing. I'm going to clean out all these toys. I'm going to give them to this young kid. And yeah, I'm like, God, that would've been- it's haunted me.
Like Mask, you say that. I remember having all the boxes too, and that's probably one thing that. And then, I don't know. At some age, okay, if there's any kids out there listening, which probably aren't.
Don't tell my kids this because they will do it, especially Landon.
Don't destroy your toys. Keep them in good condition.
Yeah.
You'll make a lot of money off them.
Or even if you don't, some things are cool to like have when you're older. Like I would love to have those Transformers, especially in this generation when all that stuff comes around again. I don't know that there's anything out there now that wasn't cool whenever we were kids, which is why we're like living in a really cool time. But like, there's nothing there's nothing out there now that wasn't super cool like 30 years ago.
It's the 30-year thing. So when in the 80s, do you remember when like the 50s everything was the 50s. Like, oh, this is, you know, like 50s nostalgia or whatever.
Right.
We're at that point where it's all 80s nostalgia.
I remember whenever I had G.I. Joe and my dad saying, they had G.I. Joe when I was a kid. But they were big.
They're 12 inch.
Yeah, they were 12. And then, you know, we had the little guys, but then that came back around and we had the big ones again.
We were way out of that. You know, we were too old when those came back out, though.
Right. Yeah, well, they were my kids had some of those big ones.
So, man,
that was
we want to finish up.
Let's finish.
I just wanted to say. So, did you hear about another streaming service?
I did not.
Philo TV.
Philo. Tell us about Philo.
So, this one you may actually be interested in. It's $16 a month. So that's...
You have my interest because I'm a frugal guy.
It's got AMC. It's got all the Viacom channels like Nickelodeon and like TV Land, MTV, all those. You get like about 30 channels for $16, and you can even get more Food Network, DIY, and then you can even get more for $20.
Okay.
It has DVR included. It has, right now on Android, it doesn't have an app, but you can play from your browser or whatever. There's a Roku app and an iOS, Apple application. You could check it out and get like a week free trial.
Have you done that?
Yeah, and I played around with it, and really all I've done is played in the browser, and it works pretty good. I mean, it's like every other. There's no network. There's no like ABC, NBC, CBS, those kind of channels. But for $16, so to me this would be filler. So if you had, so it's almost like, well, you mainly have your Sling, right?
Sling and Netflix
for Walking Dead, right?
It also has the Fox Sports.
Oh, that's the one thing.
Yeah.
They don't have sports.
And HGTV. That's like the three things we watch. AMC, HGTV, and Fox.
So this is a cheap, like, add-on, or, I mean, it's just a cheap, if you have a lot of other things or not interested in sports. Like right now, it's hockey season. There's not as many hockey games. And for me, I love watching the Blues, but there's a lot of times I forget they're even on.
Yeah, I don't have time.
The Cardinal games, there's a lot more. 162 games, I mean.
Yeah,
so,
it's every day.
Yeah. So this may be something to get like during the summer, or just check out the free trial,
Yeah.
And apparently it was a thing they had in college universities. Like they actually have an app, the Philo EDU, which were for universities that had, I guess, this service. So anytime you're on the university Wi-Fi, you'd be able to get all these channels for free.
Wow. That's cool.
So I guess they branched off on their own and are more doing to the rest of the public.
Is it an independent company, Philo, or are they owned by somebody else, or
I don't think they're owned by anyone, but the one thing is they have those Viacom channels, your Nickelodeon, your TV Land, your MTV, your VH1, all those channels that are only available on DirecTV now, which is kind of, I mean, if you like we watch a lot of Nickelodeon just to watch old TV shows, I guess. It's kind of fun for us, but if
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. PHILO. Philo something or other was a creator of television, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was wondering where the name came from.
That's where they got the name. And I think, what was that movie?
Phil.
What was the Philo Farnsworth? Oh, Dr. Farnsworth from Futurama.
Oh.
So, if you ever have watched the Weird Al movie, UHF,
Yep.
Philo is that like his friend, the scientist guy that ends up being an alien.
Uh-huh.
Philo. That's where he got his inventor of TV. Anyway. So there you go. This has been a long and lengthy...
It has. It's been a great episode.
Healthy serving.
It has. Yeah. I'm stuffed.
You better be stuffed.
You know what we didn't cover, though?
What did we cover? Dessert?
What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? Well, I'm going to have to say I'm thankful for my wife and my soon-to-be daughter.
What about Mo?
Mo's all right, too.
I'm thankful for you, Greg.
Really?
Without good friends, what do you have in life?
There's a great quote by Abraham Lincoln that says, the best part of one's life is the friendships that they've made. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but
no, that's a good summary.
I feel that is a true statement, and as much as we joke on each other, I enjoy our time together. Tear up. That got a little too deep. Come on.
It's going on 30 years, give or take. No, well, about 28 years, I guess.
Jeez.
That we've known each other and
known each other long. Here's the thing. Do you know any... There's no girls that have friendships that last
Oh,
long.
yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. No.
Guys will have friendships that last forever.
Girl friendships, like in high school, like they don't
10 years max.
We met in 7th grade, and we can only say that we have been friends since 7th grade because that's when we met. Like, we didn't cross paths prior to 7th grade.
Yeah.
If we had, that friendship would probably be longer.
Probably, yeah. But I didn't go to Antonio.
But girls don't last past junior high, past high school, past college, it's crazy.
Women.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm thankful for my wife.
Thankful for women.
And my kids.
Yeah, and all that.
And
fluffy crap.
And all of you.
All of you, all 6 viewers.
Watching.
2
It's me and you. We're watching ourselves talk about ourselves.
2 viewers. Everyone's bored with our bull crap.
And Mike even dropped off, probably, right?
So anyway, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yep. I'm thankful for Josh, too, who's not here today.
Yeah. Remember to go to stuckandbetapodcast.com and subscribe to all our stuff on iTunes, Google, and Stitcher, and anywhere else you can subscribe. Love you all. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.